Here's all 5 Stunticons, and now let's transform them into Menasor. So first thing, let's move these guys out of the way and start with Motormaster first. So first we want to remove the truck from the trailer, and this trailer separates into 3 parts. The front, which holds his chest and legs for Menasor. Separate the top and the bottom. Top here are his legs and bottom are his arms. So 3 parts. I want to stay very organized here. So the lower part splits in half to form the left and right arms. The top part splits in half to form the right and left legs, but it also has this piece in the center which forms a gun with some handles that you could split out open. And then this front part which splits into 2 pieces. So you lift that out, open this up, and we bring out Menasor's chest and waist, hip, legs. So now we gotta take care of these 2 pieces which don't form a part of Menasor at all. So here what we can do is just bring all, let's adjust the camera, let's just bring all of this down, straighten these pieces and tab them in on a series of tabs here, down here, and then now we have this like turret thing which the gun can attach to. So I guess this is a creative way of doing something with parts that don't form Menasor. Okay, now we can do this, but first thing we need to transform Motormaster. So easiest way for me is to first transform him back to robot mode. So let's do this. Let's open that up, fold in these tabs, split this in half, and then lift up the top part which will form his knees, and then extend these out to form his legs, and these feet, you want to turn it in, rotate it around, put it back, fold up that tire. Same thing, turn it in, rotate it around, put it back, put in that tire. Okay, and then, let's see, bring this all up. So straighten out his legs and hips, and then back here we could fold in these flaps, form the back of his leg, fold in the flap, fold in the flap, and then form the back of his legs. And these 2 just form the side of his legs, on the side of his legs, like so. And then let me bring this up a little bit so we can see. Okay. Then what we want to do here is, let's see, untab these arms and bring them down like so. And this piece we want to flip it over to his back. Okay, and then bring out his hands, which we're going to put right back in. Bring out, lift this panel, bring out his hands, and now we have Motormaster in robot mode. Let's see, let me see if I can get this all straightened out here. Why is he standing crooked here? Yeah, these legs are on a double hinge, so you have to just make sure when you straighten it out, both are straightened out. Now we have Motormaster back in robot mode. Okay, so from here, what we want to do now is transform him into the chest piece. So, like I said, I want to put these hands back in, like so. And then we want to lift up this piece over, and then we want to bring up his arms. We'll bring this down all the way. Sorry, this way. Bring up his arms, and then if you can see, it is on a hinge here, so you do bend forward, but you're going to have to rotate these arms, bring it down to form this L shape. So rotate the arm, bring it down, because they are going to attach here. If you can see the little peg and the peg hose, so you make sure that gets attached like so. Okay, now I'll turn it around, and we got to do all this. So rotate the hips around 180 and spread the legs, rotate the legs inwards, open up these back leg pieces, and then here you're going to collapse the thighs into the lower legs, but not completely. It needs to be like at an angle, something like that. And then you close the back of the leg, and then you bring it up where you see that tab goes into that slot right there. So make sure that gets tabbed in. Do the same on this side, bring in the legs at like an angle, close that, and then bring it up where you can tab this in. Let's see. Make sure it lines up, and then tab it in, which you just heard that snap. Then we could bring down Motormaster's head, lift up Menasor's head up here, and bring up his antennas here, and fold in Motormaster's head, put it back in, and then here these pieces slide and just kind of tab in on the top like so, and the bottom part here, what you want to do is just tab that back in. Let's see, which is really hard. The tolerance on these tabs are really not good. Tolerance on these figures are not good. So that gets tabbed in, and now we have this all ready to go. So now let's finish that up. So let's bring out his chest piece, and here you want to lift these up straight to form his legs. Okay, and then you want to rotate this front chest piece around 180 and rotate his hips around 180. Okay, now we can tab in Motormaster to the chest. You can see the two circle slots there and the two pegs there. Make sure those two get tabbed in. And then this purple piece with that tab, push it up to lock it in place. And these two gray pieces, lift it up. So now we got his chest piece done. And now, let's see, I guess let's do the legs. The legs, what you want to do is lift up this panel here, bring it down, push out the foot, and then lift up his kneecap. Do it again, same thing on this side, lift up this flap here, push out the foot, lift up the kneecap, and now we got the legs. And I do want to point this out. See the little tab here? You want to make sure that they're pointing inwards, because that distinguishes the right and the left. It does not attach the other way around, only this way. Okay, now we got that done, and now let's do these arms. So this arm, what you want to do is bring down this whole piece here. It's a tab. Make sure you tab those in, and then lift this up and bring down his hand like so. And we want to leave it like this because you need to attach the car first before you split these two upper and lower part of the arm. Okay, do the same on this side, which already started coming undone. So first thing, bring these down onto these tabs here, tab it in and lift them up, and bring down his hand like so. Now we got these two arm pieces. Now we're ready to go. Okay, so now the arm. So take a dead end, make sure you get the right side, and make sure you line up these tabs. Once you do, you have to make sure you squeeze really hard to make sure it's tabbed in. Once you got that, then you want to bend this down like that. That's how you separate it, and it is on a double hinge system here, so you can straighten it out. Double hinge here, bring it down, and this side for some reason is always tight. Or yeah, because this tire just needs to come out a little bit. That'll make it easier. Once you got that, then you can fold that tire up. Now the arm is ready to go. Okay, do the same thing on this side. Make sure you get these tabs all lined up like so. Make sure it gets tabbed in really well, and then we could split it like that. On this double hinge, straighten that out. Like I said, this one, make sure you straight at an angle so you can then bring this out on the double hinge system and then lift up that arm. Now this arm's good and ready to go. Okay, now the legs. I'm really disappointed because the legs should have been attached like this to be very cartoon accurate, but it's not. They made it where this hood comes up. So to do that, you have to bend this front part down a little bit, just enough where you can stick your finger in to lift this up, and then lift that up, close it, get it like that, and then line these tab pieces in. I want to point out this is a cool feature here. So just make sure you get it lined up where it's going to go into that tab. And again, here's another area where the tolerance is really bad. But once you get it in, give it a good squeeze. You have to make sure you give it a good squeeze because this needs to stay flush. If you don't push it in all the way, it looks like he got his shins kicked in. So now we got the leg done, one leg done. Same thing here. Let's push down the front where you have enough room to lift this up. Bring up the front part of the vehicle, bring this down, and same thing. Now just line up these pegs here, and then make sure that you give it a good push inside so that all of this comes out so it's looking flush like that. And now we got the other leg done. And now we're ready to form Menasor. So let's start first with the legs. Just some little details I like to do. This is on an ankle rocker, but ow! What I like to do is just give it one little click there. Do the same on this side. One little click, so he is at a angle there. Okay, now this is pretty easy. Let's flip it around to the back, and like I was telling you, it only goes in one way. You can't put it in the other way. So make sure you get it right. Attach both of them. And then we could split this one click here. Now we got the legs done. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, let me see if I can raise all this up so we got a better view of all of this. Okay, let's see if this is good enough here. Okay, now we got to get these arms. Okay, so the arms. What you want to do first is bring down these front part of the truck here to form the shoulder joint, and it is on a tab. You got to tab that in. Do it on this side also, and then we can simply slide this down on top of it, and it is also on a tab, which is really tight, really hard to get out. Another tolerance issue with this figure. Here, tab it in. I like to get one click back and then rotate the arms a little bit. And now we have Stunticons formed Menasor.